there are precious few bands in the history of prog that are as important as Marillion to the development of the genre, particularly in its second decade. The 80s were brutal, but Marillion came out to try to shine a light in the darkness of that awful, awful decade. Here we are, 2022, and they drop album number 19. 2016's Fear was really, really good. I liked it a lot. 2004's Marbles and 1994's Brave, kind of my Twin Peaks of H-era Marillion. So here we are, new album, an hour before it's dark. And is it any good? Does it hold up to their past catalog, or is it something even better? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the latter, and we're going to take a look at why this album from Marillion is so special and so important and so timely, and it's exactly what we needed in today's age. The album starts with the song called Be Hard on Yourself. This is kind of a nice juxtaposition to a song that was on Marbles called Don't Hurt Yourself, so there's definitely a connection there. This is a three-piece suite. A lot of these songs are actually broken up into subsections. They did the same thing on Fear. There's actually 18 tracks on this record, but in reality, there are really 6 songs. So what are we doing here? Obviously, this is for mechanical publishing rights and streaming. They're going to make 3 times more money with an 18-track album than a 6-track album, so I get it. But some critics have questioned if these subsections actually hurt the flow of the songs, whether or not they actually hurt the structure of the songs. I don't think so. And it starts with that first track. It's fantastic. Hardcore Marillion fans already knew this song because they were playing it on their last tour. It's a great ode to everything that's been going on in the world for the last couple of years. Some really, really great lyrics from Steve Hogarth. Like usual, I love some of the lines like the monkey needs a new toy, cause of death, lust for luxury. The second part of the song, in the third part, it goes into some stuff about we haven't got long to the end of this song. And then he's talking about strap in, get ready, foot down, push the button, blow it all up. It's rousing. It's really fun. And then they go into the double time while they're doing that as the song propels to a really satisfying conclusion. The second long track is called Reprogram the Gene. It too is a multiple part suite. This is my favorite song on the album. I really, really enjoy this track a lot. The first part is kind of an ode to consumerism and materialism. It also talks a lot about genetics and trying to reprogram people to be better, smarter, happier. He references Dr. Frankenstein. It's pretty cool. And then he talks about the roaches and stuff like that. Rats and the roaches are the only ones going to be left around. If you are a right-wing prog listener, you're probably not going to love a lot of the proselytizing that goes on here. Steve talks about I've seen the future and it's not orange, it's green. Been listening to Greta T. It starts with the letter C. I know we're talking about climate change there, but it's really interesting. And I love the fact that he's going for it. He's got something to say. You don't have to agree with him, but he's saying something. And too many bands just avoid talking about anything important. Next up comes the Murder Machine. There's a quick little intro to it called Only a Kiss. Murder Machine was the single. It's fantastic. I really enjoy this track. I love how in the middle it breaks away to a little 30-second section that sounds like early Marillion, and it gets back into the groove. This is a terrific song. And this is where you start hearing those words, she put her arms around me. and killed me with love. They kind of morph the pronouns throughout the song. But it's just really, really great. I put my arms around her. I put my arms around him. She put her arms around me. They just kind of play around with it. The whole idea being that only a kiss, something as basic as an embrace, could mean your death. So it's a heavy track, even though it's really, really cool. The Crow and the Nightingale comes up next, and this is an ode to Leonard Cohen. I guess Steve Hogarth's favorite songwriter. This is a really cool track. A lot of people's favorite song on the album. I probably won't go that far with it. There's references to the artist Christo and Helena Troy. I guess the crow is a symbol of death. Nightingale's a symbol of beauty. So I don't know what the symbolism means and how it ties into the album as a whole. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. Next up is the 5-part Sierra Leone. This is a really good song. It tells the story of a 16-year-old native of Sierra Leone living in poverty, scratching the dirt and finding a diamond. And in the song, the narrator talks about that he will not sell this diamond no matter what, even though he's dirt poor in a dirt poor country. But here's this tiny little thing that can change his entire life. But he repeats over and over that he's not going to sell the diamond. The freedom that he feels from owning this diamond is actually more important than the riches and the material things that he could buy with it. It's a beautiful sentiment. It's a great track. I really love it. But Care is the last suite on the album, and that's the one a lot of people are giving a lot of attention to. It kind of ties all the threads, all the lyrical and thematic threads of the album together. So you get, they're talking about maintenance drugs. You've got a COVID patient in the hospital, and later on we get into the angels on earth are not found in the halls or the walls of churches, and the heroes on earth are working while you're asleep, and that kind of stuff. It's a real rousing ode to the healthcare providers, the NHS in particular, I guess, in the UK. And then it circles back to he wrapped his arms around me. She wrapped her arms around me and killed me with love. And then at the end, he sings about the angels coming down and gonna take him home. And then the album's done, and we're left scratching our heads like, oh boy, is this thing good or not? Well, yeah, it actually is. There's several things about this record that I prefer over Fear. Number one is it's more immediate. I found myself actually trying really hard to like Fear. This one I liked right away. I love the lyrical connections throughout this album. Mark Kelly's keyboard playing is amongst the best he's ever done. Maybe putting out a solo album a little while back. Got his creative juices going a little bit. Ian's drumming is amazing. Everybody talks about Steve Rothery's guitar playing and how heavenly and celestial it is, and how he can just take anything and make it beautiful. And that's all true. Pete Trewavas actually gives a great performance on bass guitar. You've actually got, like on Maintenance Drugs, a little groove going on, a little funky, maybe like a narcotic Roxy music. It's really cool. I know the band have talked about this album being more up-tempo than Fear. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. They have a sound, they have a feel, they create their own vibe. They are their own thing. I've been reading, some people commenting that new Real World Studios, Peter Gabriel's studio where they recorded this, kind of wrings all the life out of a band's performance. I don't hear it. I think they sound lively. I think they sound great. Hogarth's vocals sound amazing. The band is just really firing on all cylinders here. They have something to say. And so we're left with this thing here, album number 19. How am I going to score this thing? What's the score going to be? I'm giving this bad boy 4.5 headphones. It's the best thing they've done since Marbles. It might be the best thing they've ever done with H on vocals. It's right up there. I really, really like it. It's this close to a 5 headphone, but if I didn't give the Flower Kings a 5 headphone, I'm going to balk on this and give them 4.5. It is a solid contender for album of the year. If you haven't heard it, check it out. And that's coming from a guy who is admittedly not the biggest Marillion fan in the world, but it is incredible. Check it out. Anyway, I am Scott from the Prog Corner, and I will see you freaks later.